If we can get this to work, it'll be better. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Roy? He's muted.
Yes, Lil, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. We're using a new device today, so we don't know what we're doing.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday.
Thank you. 39 again.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Okay, if you're going to testify today, I need you to raise your right hand. I'll swear you in. So anyone's going to testify, go ahead.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, you put your hand down, court come to order. We'll start with 21 CPR 0111, the state of Melvin K. Alford. Ms. Savage, good morning.
Yes, we're present and ready.
You may proceed, ma'am.
Okay. You are Diana J. Alford?
Yes.
And Ms. Alford, did your husband Melvin K. Alford die on January the 2nd of 2001?
Yes.
And he passed away in round 2021, I'm sorry. And he passed away in Wilkinson County, Texas.
Oh, what?
He was in Round Rock, Wilkinson County. Okay. And at that time, he was 76.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the time of his death, though, was his permanent residence here in Chambers County, Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you a document which has been filed with the court called the Last Will and Testament of Melvin K. Alford. I want you to look at that and see if tell the court if that was in fact your husband's last will and testament.
Yeah.
It was. And to your knowledge, he never revoked it.
Okay.
It was never revoked.
No.
Okay. And that was executed on October the 30th of 2007. And you're asking that
Yeah.
the court accept this as his last will and testament.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there a necessity to administer this estate?
Yeah.
You need letters. And were there any children born or adopted to Mr. Alford after the date of the will?
No.
Okay. And did he leave any bequests to the state of Texas
No.
or any governmental agency or any charity?
No.
Speak up. He left everything to you. Is that correct?
What?
He devised everything to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Was he ever divorced or had a marriage declared void?
No.
Okay. Now you're named as independent executor in the will. Are you qualified to serve as such?
Yeah.
You're not disqualified.
No.
Okay. And you're asking that the court probate his will and grant you letters testamentary.
Okay.
And that appraisers be waived. The state, we discussed it, and it'll be non-taxable.
Okay.
That's all we have to.
I hereby admit to what a probate and authorized letters. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, calls number 112, the state of Bobby Ray Lee. Mr. Davidson, good morning. You may proceed, Counselor.
Good morning, Your Honor, and happy what, 29th or 39th birthday? What are we?
39.
39. Very good. Well, congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
I
you.
call Lydia A. Lee. Please state your name for the court.
Lydia A. Lee.
And you're the surviving spouse of the decedent Bobby R. Lee, also known as Bobby Ray Lee. Is that right?
That's correct.
And your husband passed away on July 23rd, 2021 in Baytown, Chambers County, Texas at the age of 72.
That's correct.
And clearly 4 years have not elapsed since the date of his death, have they?
No, they have not.
And this court has jurisdiction in venue, and that your husband had a fixed place of residence here in Chambers County at the time of his death. Is that right?
That's right.
And to the best of your knowledge, the document that's been filed with the court that I'm showing you now, a copy of it, dated July 3rd, 1998. Do you recognize that as your husband's signature?
Yes, it is.
And we're asking the court to take judicial notice that the original will is on file with the court.
Yes, I have it. Right.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor. And to the best of your knowledge, this will was never revoked, was it?
No.
And there were no children born to or adopted by your husband after the date of this will, were there?
No.
And there were no marriages dissolved after the date of this will, were there?
No.
Neither the state, a governmental agency, or charitable organization is named as a devisee in this will, are they?
No.
And the will names you as to serve as independent executor without bond. Is that right?
That's right.
And you are not disqualified to serve in that capacity, are you?
No.
So today you're asking the court to admit your husband's will to probate and upon filing of your oath to appoint you as independent executor of his estate. Is that right?
That's correct.
Your Honor, this is a non-taxable estate. We would request that the appraisers be waived.
So done.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hope you have a
And
great
just for the
day.
record, yeah, I do want to note that the county judge in Chambers County is working on his birthday. And there have been times over the 5th that I'd be known to be out in the bay. And that's really a good,
This would have been a nice day with this front coming through to
Yeah.
become a bay. So we do appreciate you being here. Although we would have been happy to Zoom with you out of the bay.
yeah, I named my boat in court. So if somebody calls, they can always say, where's the judge? Well, he's in court.
Like it. I like it. Thank you, Your Honor. May we be
Thank you,
excused?
counsel. Yes, sir, you may. All right, calls number 113, the state of James Wilkinson. Ms. Dennis?
Yes, Judge, we're asked that
There you
maybe we go at the end. We're waiting on one more witness coming from Beaumont, and he has not arrived yet.
We can do that.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. 119, the state, Roxy on Williams. Morning, Mr. Call.
Thank you, Judge.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Your name was Lynette Thornton, is that correct? Your mother was Roxy Williams.
Yes,
She passed away on August the 10th of this year.
yes,
And she had her fixed place of residence in Chambers County on the
yes,
day she passed away. And you filed her last will and testament for probate. The will was dated February 5th of 2020, is that correct?
yes,
So far as you know, she never revoked that will.
No.
Okay, and she didn't leave anything to any charitable organization or the state or anything.
no,
She didn't get divorced after the day of the will.
no,
Didn't have any children born to her, adopted to her after the date of the will.
no,
And the will names you as the independent executor.
Right.
And you're not disqualified in any way from serving.
No.
And you're asking that the court approve your application and appoint you as the independent executor of her estate.
Right.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, everybody admit the will of probate and authorized letters. Good morning, Lynette. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you. All right, calls number 120, the state of Leonard Brown. Morning, Mr. Fuller.
Good morning, Judge.
You may proceed.
Your Honor, I have personal knowledge of Leonard Brown Jr., the decedent, and his family. He died on September the 2nd, 2021 in Harris County at the age of 52 years, and 4 years have not elapsed since the date of his death. At the time of his death, he was domiciled and had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County. The original will is dated December the 11th, 2020, which has been filed with the court, and I'd ask the court to take judicial notice of that will.
So done.
That will was never revoked. There were no children born or adopted after the execution of the will. The decedent did not have a marriage that was dissolved after the execution of the will. The will names the surviving spouse, Constant Leisha Smith Brown, to serve as independent executor. And to my knowledge, there's no reason why she would be disqualified from serving. The will does not name the state, governmental agency of the state, or a charitable organization as a devisee. It's a non-taxable estate. There is a need for administration. We'd ask the court to waive the appraisers and admit the will to probate.
So done. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge. And I can
Have a good
personally
day.
attest that you were working on your birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You can put that on Facebook if you want. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's go to number 121, the state of Travis B. Warren.
Present and ready, Judge.
You may proceed.
You're Richard H. Thomas,
Yes,
and Mr. Thomas, you were the son of Travis B. Warren,
yes,
and he died on August the 31st of 2001.
21.
I keep saying 01, I'm going backwards. Sorry about that. In Baytown, Chambers County, Texas, and he was 95 years of age.
Correct.
And at the time of his death was his fixed residence in Chambers County, Texas. Okay, I'm going to show you a document dated October the 4th of 2001, and this is an exact copy of what was filed with the court, his last will and testament, and you're asking that the court take judicial notice of that on file?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, your husband, your father, he never did revoke this will?
No.
Okay. And were there any children born or adopted to him after the date of this will? And he never had a marriage dissolved after the day he executed the will? And is there a necessity to administer this estate?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did he leave any bequests to the state of Texas?
No.
A governmental agency?
No.
Or any charity?
No.
He left it all to you?
Yes.
Okay. You're named as independent executor in the will. Are you disqualified in any way to serve?
No.
And you're asking that you be appointed as independent executor?
Yes.
And we've discussed the value, it'll be non-taxable, the estate, and you're asking that appraisers be waived.
Correct.
That's all we have, Judge.
All right, Mr. Will of Probate and authorize letters. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Cause number 124, the state of Dorothy Faye Hamilton, Mr. Call. May proceed.
Yes.
And how are you related to Dorothy Faye Hamilton?
Friend?
Okay, and she passed away on August the 15th of 2021,
Yes.
and she had her fixed place of residence in Chambers County on the day she passed away.
Yes.
And you filed an application to probate her last will and testament, is that correct? Her last will was dated November the 4th of 2014.
Yes.
And so far as you know, she never revoked that will.
Yes, she never wrote.
No, that was, she didn't have any children born to her, adopted to her after the day of the will?
No.
Never got divorced after the day of the will?
No.
And you're not disqualified in any way from serving as the independent executive?
No.
She didn't leave anything to any charities or the state or governmental entities?
No.
And you're asking that the court approve your application and appoint you as the independent executive?
Yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
All right, everybody admit to will of probate and authorize letters. Thank you, gentlemen. Take care.
Thank you.
Cause number 125, the state of Crystal Renee Desmo.
Appearing by Zoom, I guess is he on here? Joshua Barrow.
Is that Josh? Josh, you're muted.
There we go.
Okay, you may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name is Joshua Barrow, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, your mother was Crystal Renee Desmo,
Yes, sir.
and she passed away on April the 30th of this year.
Yes, sir.
And she had her fixed place of residence in Chambers County on the day she passed away.
Yes, sir.
And you filed an application to probate her last will and testament. Was the will was dated March 20th of 2021, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so far as you know, she never revoked that will.
No.
Okay, she didn't leave anything to any charity or governmental entities?
No, sir.
All right, and she didn't get divorced after the day of the will?
No.
Didn't have any children born to her, adopted to her after the day of the will?
No, sir.
And the will named you as the independent executor, and you're not disqualified in any way from serving?
No.
Okay, that's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, everybody admit to will of probate and authorize letters. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, if you, let's see, let's go back up to the state of James Wilkinson. Ms. Dennis, is your witness right?
Well, he hasn't, but we do have his spouse here, Judge, that we can use to testify to his handwriting.
All right, you may proceed.
So let's just go ahead. We'll do it that way. We just
Okay.
had someone else instead of her, but that's all right.
Yes, sir.
So Judge, I call William Wilkinson. Will you please state your full name for the record?
William Mark Wilkinson.
And what's your relationship to the decedent?
He's my father.
And that was James Claude Wilkinson,
Yes,
and he died on February 28th of 2021,
yes,
and he died in Baytown, Harris County, Texas, correct?
yes,
But he was residing in Chambers County when he passed away.
that's
Is that correct?
yes.
To your knowledge, did he revoke his will prior to his death?
No,
And at the time of his death, or at the time that the will was done, no child or children were born or adopted to him after he made that will, correct?
that's correct.
And at the time of the execution of the will, he was of sound mind and at least 18 years of age.
Yes,
And did he have a marriage dissolved after he made that will?
no,
Okay. Has 4 years elapsed since the time that he died and the filing of your application?
no,
Was the state of Texas or any charity or any other kind of organization that advised you under the will?
no,
Okay. And the will did appoint you as the executor of the will. It's handwritten, correct?
yes,
But it is not, he did not put independent in there, correct?
correct.
But you're the only heir under this will,
Yes,
and you're asking the court to appoint you as independent administrator, is that correct?
yes,
Okay. Are you disqualified from serving as the independent administrator under this will?
No.
And because it's a non-taxable state, you are asking that the appraisers be waived, correct?
yes,
And that you're asking that there be no bond.
yes.
I have no further questions of this witness, Judge.
Okay, you may proceed. Call your next witness, ma'am.
Okay. Judge, I'll call Ms. Casas. Would you please state your name for the record?
Dorothy Jennings, Casas.
Can you hear her, Judge?
I can.
Okay. And how were you acquainted with the decedent?
Sister-in-law?
And were you familiar with Mr. Wilkinson's signature?
Yeah.
And I'm now showing you his will dated 9/6/2019. Is that his signature?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you believe all of this is wholly in his writing, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I have no further questions of this witness, Judge.
Okay, any other witnesses?
Just one more.
Okay.
Ms. Wilkinson,
Yes.
can you see her? Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Will you
yes.
please say your name for the record?
Gladys Jean Wilkinson.
And how are you related to the decedent?
Wow,
You were his wife, correct? So you were pretty familiar with his signature?
pretty much.
Okay, and I'm showing you what is his will dated 9/6/2019. Is that Mr. Wilkinson's signature?
Oh, yes.
And is this whole will wholly in his handwriting?
Yes.
Okay. And to your knowledge, he was a sound mind and at least 18 years when he made this will.
Yes, we were.
No further questions, Judge.
Okay. Everybody admits the will of probate.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too. Happy birthday.
Thank you. All right, number 116, State of Callie, Nathaniel Robertson. Mr. Brinkley? You're muted, Counselor. I see your lips moving.
Thank you, Joe. Sorry. Yeah, Dean Brinkley here on behalf of the estate representative. This is Pamela Franzen.
All right, Ms. Franson, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Cindy, will you swear her in?
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And you may proceed, Counselor. You can put your hand up.
Thank you, Judge. Okay, Ms. Franzen, we're here today about the estate of Callie and Nathaniel Robertson, also known as Callie and Nathaniel Robertson Jr. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. You've had a chance. In fact, you provided me with a copy of Callie's last will and testament. Is that correct?
Yes,
How do you know the family?
I am his stepdaughter.
Okay. You've known him for many, many years?
Yes,
Okay. You're familiar with his handwriting?
yes, I
Okay.
am.
And were you familiar with this document that we report to be his last will and testament?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'll show you a copy of his signature. Does that appear to be his signature at the time that he signed it in 2007?
Yes,
Okay. Now let me ask you, he died on August the 5th, 2021. Is that correct?
correct.
He was 96 years old at the time of his death. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. And he had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County at the time of his death. Do you agree with that?
yes,
Okay. Now, the reason we're probating the estate is that there's a need for administration. We need to get this will probated in order to deal with certain assets. Do you agree with that?
yes.
Okay. If we look at the will, we're not going to find anywhere on there where a government agency, a state, or a charitable organization is named as a beneficiary. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. On top of that, there was no children that were born to or adopted by the decedent after he made this will. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And there was no marriage that was ever dissolved after the will was made. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Now, he's asked you to serve as the independent executrix in this will. Is that correct?
yes.
And do you know of any reason why you couldn't serve in that capacity?
No,
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Everybody admit to what a probate and authorized letters. Thank you, Council.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
You too.
Lee, that's a wrap.
It is. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. You headed to your other court